Welcome to another video. Now, I've said before, Fisherman, Legendary Fisherman is Tier 0, undisputed, cannot lose. But that's not always the case, because sometimes you leave your Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel on, and your little sister comes on and starts playing, and your little sister doesn't know how to play Legendary Fisherman. And in those sorts of instances, it is possible, technically, for Legendary Fisherman to lose a game. So we're going to go through the right way to play Legendary Fisherman and the wrong way to play Legendary Fisherman. But also, at the end of the video, make sure to check out the winners of the contest. If you've been commenting on videos, you might be one of the winners. So be sure to check that out. We're going to start this first duel. We're in Platinum rank by activating Fateful Adventure. We're going to just activate the Fateful Adventure again. Opponent has Max Seed and Ash Blossom. We're not going to special summon any monsters. We're just going to leave it at this. Our opponent wants to draw cards. They want to negate us. We're just going to set Ice Barrier and pass. Sometimes the right move is to do nothing at all. That's the mastery of neutral Jin. Now let's show off how to play Legendary Fisherman the right way. Opponent special summoning Sword Soul Strategist, letting us add the Draken back to hand because of the effect of the Fateful Adventure. Going to make that Sword Soul Supreme Shaman. Burn us for 1200. Let's use that Ice Barrier, make his attack 0, negate his effects permanently. He cannot change his battle position, and his effects are permanently negated on our turn as well. Opponent sets 2 back row, passes to us. Alright. Fisherman is looking like he's on the menu. We got Ice Barrier, we got Foolish Burial Goods. That's 2 pieces of Fisherman we can get. Let's start by getting that Adventure Engine online. We're going to get Rite of Erismere. Opponent can activate Supreme Sovereign, but he's negated. Get negated, opponent. You gotta learn your own cards. Let's get that token. Let's equip the Dracaback. Let's pop one of those, or send one of those back row pieces back to hand, just to stop spooking us. Let's attack over the Supreme Sovereign. Let's activate the Foolish Burial Goods. Send another Ice Barrier to the graveyard. And then we'll set our little Call by the Grave and pass a turn. Hopefully, we can get our Fisherman online, and once we get Fisherman online, it's game over. Opponent banishing 3 cards from the graveyard to summon an Arch Nemesis Protoss. Luckily, our Fateful Adventure will protect our equipped Adventure token from being destroyed, but opponent is going to name Earth on the Protoss, which he can declare a monster attribute. Destroy all monsters with that attribute. Until the end of the next turn, neither player can special summon monsters with that attribute. Now, if our opponent was looking at our graveyard, they would have seen these Ice Barriers. They should have named Water. Why are you naming Earth, opponent? Come on. Aren't you afraid of Legendary Fisherman? Maybe opponent forgot. Maybe we need to teach them to be afraid. Let's send that Legendary Fisherman 3 to the graveyard, add him to hand, and we're going to YOLO top deck because we believe in the heart of the cards here. Get that Ice Jade Tremora, and we're going to use Ice Barrier Part 2 to add the final piece of the puzzle to our hand. And now, this is how you instill the fear of Legendary Fisherman. Let's special summon that Legendary Fisherman. Special summon that Legendary Fisherman 3. Banish our opponent's field. Opponent, you used the Imperm at the wrong time. If you just Impermed the Legendary Fisherman's effect to be named Legendary Fisherman, because this card is actually called Legendary Fisherman 2. If they'd negated that, we wouldn't have been able to summon the Legendary Fisherman 3 opponent. Let's teach him to fear. Legendary Fisherman 3 is not affected by your silly Imperm or any spell effects. Banish that Protoss off the field. Let's search with the Fateful Adventure. Discard that Griffin Rider. We don't need him. Let's just get not attacking because Legendary Fisherman is so powerful he doesn't even need to attack. He literally cannot attack. He cannot attack the turn he uses that ability. Opponent using the Sacred Summon, trying to resummon their Sword Soul Supreme Sovereign. Let's get banishing. No Supreme Sovereign for you. See if the opponent has any other plays. And if not, it's fishing time. Opponent not willing to let Fisherman get lethal. They know what's coming. Fisherman unbanishes all his cards, doubles his attack damage. We normal summon one of the monster in our hand. That's lethal damage. Alright, that's how you play Fisherman correctly. Now, we're going to have the Fisherman deck list at the end of the video as well as the contest winners. So be sure to check that out. But before we do, let's show what happens when you accidentally let your little sister play on your account. Let's go. Alright, here we go. This is a beautiful Legendary Fisherman hand. In fact, this hand is perfect. We have all the pieces of Legendary Fisherman. We have Foolish Burial, which lets us add either an Adventure Engine combo, which we could do, and then normal summon Fisherman, special summon Fisherman 3. Or we could send a right-hand shark to the graveyard with our Foolish Burial, normal summon Fisherman tributing, and then special summon our Fisherman 3. It's all great, and we have a DPE. So let's see how this goes wrong when you let your little sister play. Well, the little sister of course knows to use Foolish Burial first, that is the intelligent play, and even a child could know this. Opponent's going to max C here. Now that does limit my sister's options. She's going to send Water Enchantress to the Temple to the graveyard, and then just going to activate that Fusion Destiny, making the DP in defense mode, and my sister is going to activate the Water Enchantress in the graveyard and add the right to hand. Okay, so now this is textbook Fisherman. Anyone could do this. A child could do this. No mistakes so far. Everything's great. But now this is where things start going south. Opponent's turn. Opponent is going to activate Foolish Burial. Opponent is going to send a Despian Tragedy, activate. Now this is meta. This is tier 1. This is Despians. And you're like, oh, Despians, you know, they're not that great. They're not Fisherman level. Well, we'll see what happens when you play Fisherman wrong. We're going to have our sister activate the Max C. And opponent is going to have that Despian Theater. They're going to try fusion summoning things. Opponent going to normal summon that Alubra Jesper of Despia. Add that Branded Fusion to hand. And they're going to special summon. My little sister's drawing cards. That's good, you know. Brain Dead Maxi activate. That's easy. Anyone can do that. Opponent getting that Lubellion. Not afraid of the card draw. Going to discard. Special summon a fusion monster. Mirror Jade. We knew this was coming. Mirror Jade, the Ice Blade Dragon. Now this is where our sister starts making mistakes. Now, activating Destiny Hero on the attack here means that Mirror Jade is going to activate and banish. If little sister had just waited and let the DP get popped and go to the graveyard, it would have come back on the next turn and could have threatened to activate. You want to be the second one to activate the effect in a face-off like this. Opponent is going to activate in response, banishing the Destiny Hero. Now, you know what? That was a mistake. My little sister made a mistake here, but that's okay. Because sometimes a small mistake can be recovered from if you play correctly. But my little sister doesn't believe in the Fisherman. Opponent is activating Zombie World. And in the end phase, activating the Albion Branded Dragon effect, that's going to set a Branded in red. And if you look at my opponent's graveyard, you can see, or my sister's opponent's graveyard. Yeah, get the words here. There's a Doom King Balderrock, and that's going to summon itself with the Zombie World on field. So my little sister is going to activate another Max C. You know, well, that's fine. Get more cards. Our opponent's clearly doing some summoning. If they want to activate that Branded, it's going to summon more monsters, so the Maxi activation makes sense here. That's a fine play. But now, this is great. Like, sister had the Rite of Erismere, the Fateful Adventure, and she's going to do the right thing. Activate Fateful, summon that token, get Equippin', but this is where everything goes south, because you need to choose the right target here. Now, there are a lot of targets on this board that are a problem. Mirror Jade has already used its effect. It can only use its popping, banishing effect once every other turn. So it used it last turn, so this is not doing anything. This is fine. Now, we know this Branded in red can activate and special summon a monster, but that's not the end of the world. The big trouble here is the Zombie World and the Doom King Balderrock. Now, my sister makes a mistake targeting the Doom King, sending it to hand. Now, that stops its effect, which is going to negate the effect or banish a monster on the field whenever the effect of a zombie monster is activated. Zombie World's making everything zombies. So every time my sister would activate a monster effect, that would have got negated because of the Doom King. But instead of sending the Doom King to hand, could have just sent the Zombie World. Stop everything from being zombies, because there's another line of text on this card. Neither player can tribute summon monsters except zombie monsters. And that's going to be a problem, because these monsters in our hand are not zombies, so they can't be tribute summoned. That means there's no way for my sister to get Legendary Fisherman onto the field. That is the mistake. That is the critical mistake, not being able to summon Legendary Fisherman. Now, sister's going to try and recover here, making that Nightmare Shark, using the effect of the using the effect of Buzzsaw. It can be used as a level 3 material if you use it to summon a number monster. So that's how the Nightmare Shark was summoned. It can attack directly for 2,000, make a Zeus. Now this isn't a terrible play, but the mistake here is this Legendary Fisherman is just sitting in hand, not doing its job, banishing the field, taking care of our opponent's threats. My sister still has a negate, gonna use it right here on this Raigeki. Kind of forced out here. But our opponent shouldn't have all these monsters. They should all be banished. The Legendary Fisherman should be online. Opponent going to activate Branded in red. Activate the Mirror Jade. Banish a card on the field, forcing the Zeus to activate. My little sister, of course, knows to activate Zeus in response to this effect, because Zeus is going. Zeus is going to be out of here. Wiping the whole field. Mirror Jade is going to banish the last card. The Zeus is gone. but opponent has too many resources. They still got a lot of summons, and this is just a disaster. Special summoning that Masquerade is a death sentence because it can deal 2500 attack damage. Actually, that's wrong. It can't attack, but our opponent gets one more summon here, and that's the Mirror Jade. And this Masquerade, the Blazing Dragon, is a death sentence because if my sister does anything, activates effects, it's going to deal that 600 damage, and that's more than my sister's life points. So, you know, I just wanted to show what can go wrong if you don't understand the Fisherman. Now, this is okay, and you know, I felt bad that this happened. I found out it happened, and I said, you know what, it's okay. I'm gonna show you how to do it the right way. All right, let's go. We got another great Fisherman hand. We got Max C. We got Buzzsaw Shark. We got Red of Mirror. Let's start with the Adventure Engine. Now, I'm gonna just do a flex here. Just make a casual mistake. Could have used Ice Jade Tremor to special summon the Buzzsaw Shark from hand. Then it would have been able to activate its effect. Do an XC Shokan from the extra deck, either make a totally awesome, or could have even gone into the Utopic Future. But because I just normal summon to flex, you know, just showing off mistakes. You can make mistakes and it's fine. You can make mistakes and still play well with the Fisherman. So let's casually make a mistake here. Add that Griffin Rider hand, discard the Dracaback, equip to the Adventure token, and we're going to special summon that Wandering Griffin Rider, and we're going to pass the turn here. Pass turn to our opponent. We got negate. We're going to use Max C to draw into the last piece of the Fisherman puzzle. Opponent going to try and Ash Blossom our Max C. We want those cards because our win condition is Fisherman here. We're not worried about our opponent killing us right now. So we're gonna negate that Ash. Max C is online. Let's see what our opponent is going to do. Summon the Ecclesia, get an Aluber, search for that Branded Fusion, and now we're seeing exactly the sort of situation that my sister is in, but this time we're going to do it right. Opponent making a Lubellion, giving us extra cards here. Gonna special summon again by discarding the Despian Tragedy. And opponent is gonna add an ad libitum hand and gonna special summon. Here we go. The Mirror Jade Iceblade Dragon. We knew this was coming. This is what happened in the last game. Opponent gonna activate, banish our Adventure token, attack over our Buzzsaw Shark, and attack us directly, dealing 3,000 damage. Now, here you go. We're in that situation again. How are we going to get out of it? Back to our turn. We draw the Ice Barrier, and that is the last piece of the Fisherman puzzle, and we trust in the Fisherman. So we're going to discard that Ice Barrier. Now, we got to make sure our opponent is not going to be interrupting us. We want to make sure all of our opponent's interaction is out of the way before we go for our Fisherman line, because that is our win condition. Let's activate that Ice Jade Tremora and special summon the Buzzsaw Shark. Opponent negating with Tri-Raid Mercurier. Negating the effect of special summon, that's okay. We still got normal summon. Now, opponent gonna activate that Branded in red. They're gonna add that Tragedy to hand. Special summon again into a Guardian Chimera. Now that's more interaction our opponent had, and that's okay. Opponent activating. That Tragedy is gonna activate as well. The ad libitum is going to activate. Opponent's doing a lot. Opponent thinks they're doing great. Opponent even gets their Mirror Jade Iceblade Dragon back, and because it got resummoned, its effect is once every other turn, but it's not a hard once every other turn. That means by resummoning this monster, it can activate its effect to banish again. Opponent going to add some cards to hand here. Guardian Chimera is going to draw 2 cards and pop a monster, choosing to pop the Wandering Griffin Rider. We're going to activate Buzzsaw Shark. Opponent's going to discard, banish our Buzzsaw Shark, but now our opponent's out of interaction. And opponent used all their interaction on the wrong pieces because we still got the Fisherman. Let's activate Ice Barrier, and a very tricky play here. We actually want our Legendary Fisherman 2 to be in the graveyard, so we're going to add our Buzzsaw Shark back to hand. Leave that Legendary Fisherman in the graveyard, use Monster Reborn, special summon that Legendary Fisherman 2. His name becomes Legendary Fisherman on the field. Opponent going to activate the effect. Special summon a Fallen Albaz, but they can't use our monster to summon anything from their extra deck. And let's Legendary Fisherman banish their entire field, set an Imperm, pass to the opponent because Legendary Fisherman can't attack. Opponent going to get that Ecclesia back to hand. Let's see what opponent can do here. Opponent gonna special summon Ecclesia, activate Branded Opening, special summon an Aluber from the deck. We're gonna negate with the Imperm. Opponent's gonna activate Ecclesia, special summoning from the deck here. Get that Fallen Albaz, but opponent cannot use its effect to summon anything and cannot use my Legendary Fisherman as a material. And opponent knows the writing's on the wall. Fisherman is too powerful, and opponent is done. Alright, now that's how you win with the Fisherman. Now let's get to the contest winners, and after that, I'll show you the deck list. Alright, I got the winners up on the screen here. Now, all you got to do, if one of your comments is on the screen, is send an email to simpking2500@gmail.com. Email up on the screen here. Send an email. I will verify that you are the person that you say you are, and then we'll get your contact information. We'll send you the signed copies of the Legendary Fisherman along with some bonus goodies. I think you'll be pretty happy with what you get. And hey, if you missed out on this contest, don't worry. We'll be doing some more giveaways later on, so be sure to stay tuned. We'll have that going on. So let's get to the deck list. Now, don't be too mad at my sister here because she did the best she could. And if you paid attention to that last game, you can see clearly Legendary Fisherman Tier 0 beating the Tier 1 ranked deck. Duel Links meta claiming it's Tier 1, but we all know it's Legendary Fisherman in our hearts because that's just the way it is. So if you are one of the winners who gets those signed copies of Legendary Fisherman, you know, I say build yourself a Legendary Fisherman deck, take it to your locals, and show show everyone what the real Tier 0 is right now, because like I think that representation needs to go up. Make sure to tune in tomorrow. We're going to be opening the new set. We're going to get those new water cards, and we're going to see if there are any upgrades that go into Legendary Fisherman. We're going to be building Umi Control. We're going to be playing the Marincess cards. We're going to be playing all that good stuff. So be sure to tune in for that. Be a great week. A lot of excitement with this new water set coming out. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.